Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. It has been a while. I think it's been 2 months since I posted last, which is insane. I have so much to tell you guys, so many updates. What the heck, where have I been? I'm answering it all in this video. Welcome back. It is now July. It is a brand new month. It's the perfect time to hop back on here, give you guys a life update, and announce something very exciting. It's gonna be a good month, so I hope you guys are ready for what's to come. I first just want to apologize for being gone for so long. I feel like my whole entire YouTube career on this channel has been so on and off, and I just don't know why it's so challenging for me to film consistent videos. Like, it makes no sense. YouTube is one of my favorite things ever to do in this world, and so you would think it would be easier, but it's just life gets in the way sometimes, and that's exactly what happened this last 2 months. It's been crazy in my life, and I just want to give you guys some insight on it. I want to start this video off with just acknowledging everything that's going on in the world right now. It is a very scary place to be, especially in the US right now. A lot of things being brought to light, and a lot of things that have been going on for years that are finally coming to the surface that people need to figure out, and we all as a nation need to do better in. So I do want to acknowledge that, and also just make the point that there was a reason that I didn't post on this channel. One of the reasons being that I didn't want to take away from anything that was going towards the Black Lives Matter. I wanted all attention to be on that, and I think a lot of people did that. They kind of stopped posting for a while just because that is way more worth our time than a favorites video or a life update. And so I wanted to give that time to play out, and by no means is that done or solved or any justice has been served, because it hasn't. And I want to just tell you guys that I fully stand with you. I fully support you. Equal rights shouldn't even be an argument. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know that I've been posting about it and definitely sharing my piece, using my voice for what I think is right. And so yeah, I just wanted to focus all my attention and all your guys' attention on that as well during this time. I feel like it's the right time to come back, and I'm excited to start filming videos again for you guys and tell you about all the craziness, because there's so much more that I need to talk to you guys about. But I just want to acknowledge that first, because that's the most important thing going on right now, as well as a lot of other stuff in this world that some of it is just inevitable, like sickness, and that's really hard too. It's just 2020 is a crazy year. I think we can all agree on that. Even though I could talk about those two subjects for hours, moving on, I would like to get into LA, what has been happening, the update on that, because I told you guys in a recent video a while ago that at the beginning of quarantine, I kind of stepped back and realized maybe LA wasn't the place for me anymore. And I want to tell you guys about that. So that has finally come to a close after months of anxiety and wondering what was gonna, like, how that was even gonna play out in this whole entire scheme of events. So if you guys watched one of my last videos, I kind of talked about how a lot of my stuff was still in LA. I lived in LA, so as you can imagine, before everything broke out, I didn't have time to put everything in a suitcase. I had a storage unit there that I was paying for monthly, as well as a room in an apartment that was also packed with all of my things. So, as you can imagine, it was not easy going back there and getting my things. It took months, and oh my god, I get anxiety still talking about it. So that's kind of the backstory on leaving LA. Again, I just had a suitcase. I had sweats, sweatshirts, sweatpants, tennis shoes. I didn't really pack much. I didn't think I was going to be dressing up during quarantine. It wasn't a thing in my mind. And I didn't know how long it was going to last. So I kind of packed just a suitcase. Pretty sure it was a carry-on actually, and hopped on the plane and went home. Thank God. I was very excited about it. And side note, so did all the other girls that I was living with at the time in that apartment. So I was living in a model apartment, which if you don't know what that is, it's an apartment for models. We didn't have to pay rent. We just lived there and worked and did what we had to do in LA, and there was always people coming and going, and I lived there since November of 2019. So lived there for kind of like 5 months, I would say, and I actually moved in right after Tulum. So if you guys watch that vlog. So model apartments are great. You don't have to pay rent. It's amazing. It was a great living situation. It just wasn't, it's not like living in your own apartment by any means. You don't get like free reins around the place like I did when I had a studio when I first moved there. So side note, when I moved to the model apartment, I actually had to move all of my furniture from my studio apartment that I lived in for the year before to a storage unit. So I had a bed frame, a kitchen table, a TV console, a couch, a bedside table. I had everything that you would need in an apartment at a storage unit. So I was still paying a couple $100s to pay for that a month, but that was really the only expense that I had, which was way better than a couple $1,000s a month for rent. It felt like nothing at the time after paying that rent for a whole year. So I get home and everything's fine. All of the girls are also home. They live all across the US. So we were kind of all in different states, but nobody was at the apartment, and kind of just forgot about it for about a month. And it wasn't that big of a deal. We all knew that our stuff was still just chilling there. And so one of the girls went back to the apartment about a month in, and we got news that the person that was owning the apartment at the time was giving it up during quarantine, which I totally understand, and none of us could really be mad because we got free rent. It wasn't our place. We were kind of just visitors there, and total respect to him that he wanted to give it up. Nobody was there at the time, and obviously nobody was making money at the time, so I'm sure it was like just an extra cost that, you know, why? So I put no blame on him. I love him. He's seriously one of my best friends still, and I hope will always be. But he decided to give it up, so all of us girls kind of went into a little panic mode. Speaking for myself, I had no idea how I was gonna get my things. It was coming up on the end of the month in about a week, and the apartment was gonna be gone on the 30th. So on the 1st, somebody else was supposedly going to move in, and we were all like, what? So obviously anxiety shoots right back up, and I start to look for flights to go back to LA so I can grab all of my stuff and then just come home again. And as I'm looking for flights, they are so cheap to Los Angeles. It's like nobody wants to go there right now. And my mom starts to like look on the news, and she's like, Molly, I really don't want you to go. Like, it's at a peak for Los Angeles cases right now. And I was like, I just don't know any other option. Like, either I go there and put myself in danger and put other people in danger and then come back and put my family and everybody at the airport in danger, or I don't know what's gonna happen to my stuff. And so it was kind of, I had no idea what I was gonna do, basically. And so I'm kind of texting around to my friends to see if anybody can take my stuff out of the apartment, even though I would love to do it myself, just because I know where everything is, and I know I'm organized in the fact of like, I like to keep all my stuff together. I like to be the one in charge, so I know I'm grabbing everything and everything's safe in a good spot, because it's my stuff. Obviously, I care about my stuff more than anybody else cares about my stuff, obviously. As anybody else would, you know? Yeah, keep that in mind, that That was what I was thinking. So I text one of my friends and she's like, of course I'll move your things. Of course, like, no problem. And so I was like, thank God. And it was crazy because at the time we had keys to our closets. So I had a key to my closet and my friend, this friend, had the other key to my closet. It was weird though because one time I had gone away home. I had gone back home right before my birthday just because I was having a little mental breakdown. And I came back to my closet opened with another key, which was weird because there's only supposed to be 2 keys per closet. And my friend had one of them, I had one of them, and then there was just this mysterious key that was in the door of my closet wide open. And I checked through everything, everything was still there, so nothing was stolen, but I grabbed the key and made sure nobody had it, obviously, because it was my closet key to my things. But that was weird. And that was months ago. So I hadn't really even thought about the fact that there was maybe 3 keys to my closet. So I asked her to go get all of my things and she said yes. So a few weeks later, she went and grabbed all of my things from the apartment because some of the girls that were living at the model apartment before had taken over the lease. So I actually had a lot more time to just chill and move my things out because the girl that was going to be in my room still wasn't home from quarantine. She was going to come back in a few weeks when everything was more cleared out, and then they were just all going to take over the lease and stay there. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is the part that gets a little difficult because I'm not mad at anyone and there's no bad blood whatsoever. I want to make that clear in this video, so if any of my friends are watching, they don't think anything because all of my friends in LA are still my friends and it's not a big deal. It was kind of just a miscommunication, I think. But I'm kind of like still on edge. I'm kind of chilling. I just want my things back and I'm hoping that everything was smooth and moves smoothly and is all in one spot. And so I booked my flight to get to LA on June 30th at like 10 in the morning. I left super early. The flight was so cheap and I booked a one-way. I feel like I've already been talking for forever. This isn't even close to being done. So I went on June 30th, which was the Saturday, and then my dad was gonna come the following Thursday to help me move everything out officially. So I was kind of there for almost a week before just to like see all my friends and hang out with everybody and just kind of like reunite because it had been months at this point. So I decided to stay with one of my friends, Dakota, who I love and is just the best. I'll put a picture of her right here. She's an angel. So she let me stay with her for almost a week and it was literally the best time. And my eyes were open to LA as I was revisiting after months. I just am so happy that that trip went how it went because it made it so much easier to move out of LA. And by that, I mean it was not the best trip. And I think people in LA have way different priorities than I do, which again, I will get to later, but it's not anybody doing it the right or the wrong way. It's just the difference in the two. So basically I get to the place that my stuff was being stored and I get it all and I put it in the back of Dakota's car and we drive back to West Hollywood. And when I get there, I am kind of realizing that I don't have a few of my clothes and I don't have, I don't know, just like a few things. I'm like, oh, I don't have this swimsuit or I don't have this sweatshirt. And it's just, I'm just noticing like little things as I'm kind of like unpacking and putting into different boxes. So it like wasn't a big deal at first and I didn't think much of it. I was like, of course little things are gonna get misplaced and everything, but other than that, it was fine. And so as I'm actually starting to move everything and putting everything in boxes a few days later, I realize all of my shoes are gone. I have none of my shoes. I had maybe 10 pairs of heels in the apartment with the models and all of my heels are gone. I bought specific like white knee-high boots for my 20th birthday. I wore them that one night. They're gone, never to see again. Something that was so sad, I realized that my external hard drive was gone. And I have memories on there from when I was getting my first job freshman year of high school, all of my old videos that have since been deleted, just memories, tons of photos. I'm mostly sad about that just because it was like all the memories, and I can repurchase shoes all I want, but that external hard drive was like my heart. And so there's been some tears over that, but it was gone. A lot of my stuff was gone. I had a ton of makeup in a makeup bag that was totally gone. Yeah, I just was so confused and asking around, and nobody knew where anything was. So I'm not getting any answers. I have realized that nobody cares. Okay. I just want to make it very clear that I fully trust my best friend who, out of the kindness of her heart, went out of her way to move all my things for me when I couldn't. She's literally the best, and I love her so much, so don't get it twisted, sweetie. She said she grabbed everything, so there's obviously some other shady shit going on before that neither of us knew about, but I love her. And also, the owner of this model apartment is literally my best friend, and I dead ass owe him my life. So I don't want anybody to think that like those people are even involved in any of the bad of the story, because they're both angels and I love them. Okay, bye. Which is my stuff. Like I said before, I'm gonna care more about my stuff than anybody else, but it definitely is frustrating. I don't know. And I'm not blaming anybody. Maybe, like I said, there was a third key and somebody got in there, or maybe they were just misplaced. I literally have no idea. I don't have any answers, and I just have to move on with my life. Not knowing, which sucks, but I'm over it, honestly. I mean, it took like a week to get over it, but I'm over it now. I'm just happy that I'm safe and I'm healthy, and my family is safe and they're healthy, and it's just perspective, but it definitely sucks. The main thing I realized during that trip, as well as one of the main reasons that I wanted to move out of LA in the first place, and I'm not gonna go super in depth with this because I want to film a specific video about like 2 years later living in LA, because I did almost live there. I mean, I guess I didn't. This month would be 2 years, so I think I'm just still gonna film it 2 years later because I don't know. I went back and forth and I kind of lived there until quarantine, which makes it not 2 years. But I do want to go more in depth just for people that are wanting to move there, or young girls that are thinking about starting lives there, because there is so much to be said and so much advice to give to people wanting to start fresh there, and things that you just need to know, especially if you're from smaller towns or anywhere else in the US, because no place is like LA in the best and the worst ways. But without going too in depth, I just want to say one of the biggest reasons that I did want to move away is just because priorities are just different in LA. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm not saying that these are bad people, but LA's narrative is to make money and to get jobs and to get clients and to do whatever you need to do to win or get ahead. And it's just like the career money mindset. I just have always been taught by my mom that people are what make your life, and it's about the way that people make you feel. It's about surrounding yourself with people that you love, and it's about loving people and being loved by people, and that's what makes your life good, and that's what should be prioritized. And I never really understood, because I was like, Mom, if I have money, if I have a good job, I'll meet people and like my life will be good, like it doesn't really matter. And now I just know what it's like to not have people. Right when I moved to LA, I didn't have anybody, and that was my number one thing that I wanted when I moved to LA. I was like, I just want a solid group of friends. I want a family out there. And I think I did. And I had really, really good friends, and I still do, and I'll always think of them as friends. It's just when it comes down to it, their jobs mean more to them, which is fine. It's fine. And in no way am I trying to throw anybody under the bus, because some people are just raised different, or some people just think differently, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way that I think will never line up with the way that people think in LA. And I'm not saying everybody thinks like that in LA. And like I said, I don't want this to be like me seeming like I'm acting like I think better than them or I have my priorities straighter than them. Like, it's nothing about that. It really is just the way that you are and the way that you think, and there's no wrong or right or bad or good. It's just, when I lived there, I always put people first, and I went places to help people make money. I did things to further people's careers. I was there for people when they were going through things, and I was always there for people, and people were my number one priority. And I just feel like when it came down to it, when I needed that, it wasn't there. And I felt like I always put people number one, and I was always put second. And okay, one more side note. I'm sorry, I know I'm annoying, but I just don't want anybody to get my words twisted. So when I say that I put people first, I really mean I put people before jobs and money. I always put myself first. You should always put yourself first, because at the end of the day, that's all you have. So I don't want anybody thinking that like I'm not putting my own needs ahead of others. I'm just thinking in terms of jobs and money versus people. People always come first to me. Okay, bye. It sucks, but I get it. And it's just not my place right now, because it's hard when you move there at 18 and you have an idea of what it's going to be like, and then it's not like that. And now that I know what LA is like and I know what the people are like, I would love to move back there one day after I know what to expect. And I would love to have a solid career going before I move back there, and a good group of people coming with me, like a family. And so I don't have to focus so much on that, because being an 18-year-old, you are so easily influenced to do whatever people tell you to do. And it's like you're being pushed side to side, and it sucks sometimes. That being said, though, I don't want anybody to think that I regret moving to LA, that I don't like LA, that my friends suck in LA. None of that, you guys. I love LA. Those 2 years, almost 2 years, were some of the best years of my life. And I learned and I growed. Dear God. I learned and I grew so much as a person. I experienced so much. I'm so grateful and thankful that I even got the opportunity to go, because I would never go back in 1,000 years and redo moving to LA and do something else, because like I said, I met some of the coolest people. I did some of the coolest things. I went to some of the coolest places. And I will never regret that. It was the best. I didn't even know that life could be like that before I moved to LA. So Thursday came, my dad flew in early, and Dakota helped us move some of the furniture out of the storage unit, and then she had to go. So me and my dad proceeded to try to get a whole entire storage unit, a whole entire studio apartment filled with furniture into the back of a car. You guys can imagine how that went. I gave the couch to Dakota, so she was chilling. We were never going to be able to fit that in the back of the car, but oh my God, it was such a trip. I think it took 5 hours to get everything in the back of that car. Just lifting everything, putting all like the little tools, all the silverware, all the plates, just in little sections, just like stuffing things in between each other. It was such a mess, but we finally did it 5 hours later, and we proceeded to drive 30 hours home. Bless my dad's heart, first of all, for coming with me and flying out there to drive. Of course, he was kind of excited, because he's never loved that I lived in LA. He's always been supportive, but LA is just not his place. He hates traffic. He doesn't think people have their morals straight there. And like any Wisconsin dad, if you're from the Midwest, you would understand. He was excited to have me home. He wasn't necessarily excited to road trip 30 hours, but my dad's the best and took one for the team. So yeah, we did get a rental car, stuffed everything in the back of that thing, and yeah, it was a crazy road trip. If you guys knew my dad, like imagine 30 hours in the car with my dad. He's the funniest person. Yeah, so we drove from LA to Vegas the first night. So we drove about 4.5 hours, stayed the night in Vegas, and the next day drove 13 hours to Denver, Colorado, which was one of the prettiest drives through Utah and through like Colorado, just like Aspen, Vail, Breckenridge. It's one of the prettiest views you'll ever see or you'll ever drive through. It's amazing. And then stayed in Denver the night and got up early the next morning and drove all the way home to Wisconsin, which was like another 14 hours, I think. It was a long ass drive, you guys. But we were home by Saturday night. Thank God we unpacked the car and have since stuffed all of my furniture into an extra bedroom downstairs, and it's chilling until I make my next move to move somewhere else. I'm just so thankful that I have supportive people in my life though, that they'll go out of their way. My family is just insane. My family is so supportive. They will literally do anything for me, and I'm so lucky, as my dad showed me by going out to LA and just, yeah, he's the best. I could cry. But I've been here ever since. It's been about 2 weeks and I'm finally settled back in with all of my things. I'm so happy to be here. I totally redid my room. I brought back the inspiration here because if I'm going to be living here for a second, I want it to be my room and to feel like mine, because for a while when I was visiting back and forth, it kind of just felt like a guest bedroom. So I'm so excited, and it's like a weight off my shoulders, you guys, to not have things in LA and just be fully in one place again. And it's just time to start a new chapter, finally, after 2 years, and it feels really, really good. And really scary. I feel like how I felt 2 years ago when I was moving to LA, and it's just like the most exciting feeling that you can do anything that you want and you're moving to a brand new place with brand new people, but also it's like the anxiety and the fear of what is that actually going to be like? Is it everything that I wanted? Is it going to be what I'm expecting in my head? And so I'm kind of back in that place right now, which is super fun because I definitely have missed this feeling of kind of something new to look forward to. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is the longest video ever. But I'm just in a really, really good spot in my life, and I know that the world has so much to work on, and we all do, and there's so many changes that need to be made. I just want to say it's so important during a time like this to take time to yourself and reevaluate your life and how you're living, especially when we're all at home. It's so important because I would have never seen this living in LA, that LA was not giving me everything that I needed or everything that I wanted. It was when I stepped back and spent a few months away from LA that I kind of reevaluated and saw from a distance what my life was looking like. I'm bored. I don't want it anymore. Like, I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for a new city. I'm ready for new people. And I love the feeling of seeking discomfort. It's what I live by, and I got way too comfortable in LA, and it was so fun. Best years of my life, but I'm ready to make better years, and I don't know, just start fresh. It's a whole fresh start right now, and I've just like never felt more at ease and excited. The people in LA will always be my friends, and I'll always be thankful to know them. I will probably always go back and visit and just hang out with them because I do love them, and I just feel really lucky to kind of have my LA family. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of time to move on for me, and I can't wait for what's to come. This is my little life update. I hope you guys have some insight again on my life. I'm sorry it's been a while. Thank you for everybody that stuck around, and I hope you'll stick around for the next chapter of my life, because I can guarantee it's probably going to be just as crazy as the last one. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it was the longest video ever. Also, my earlobes are literally about to be ripped out. I don't know if you can tell, these earrings are 5 pounds each. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. Happy July. Oh my god, I forgot to announce my announcement. What? I'm so excited to tell you guys that I'm going to be uploading every Monday and Thursday all of July, which maybe isn't as big of an announcement as you thought it was going to be, and you thought it was going to be way more exciting, but this is so exciting to me. I haven't had an uploading schedule in so long. I've been so inconsistent on filming, and I feel like it's the least that I can do after taking 2 months break. I'm coming back strong. Every Monday and Thursday, I am literally announcing it so that I stick to it. You guys, if I don't, please come for me in the comments. Like, smack me silly, because I'm gonna do this. Month of July, we're grinding it out. So get excited for more videos. I am posting this on a Thursday, so my next video will be Monday. And yeah, follow along for the month of July. I have tons of fun videos planned. You guys are not ready. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and staying with me all of this time. And I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye.